All right. Welcome back to the Crypto Market Lens. My name is Dave, and we are in the Bitcoin 1 week chart as always, and have a look at what happened, what changed since yesterday. And the first one is obviously the Bitcoin Delta, which is back at almost neutral level. So yesterday we were right around the 10 billion for the delta on the long side. Now we are at the 213 million. So as I talked yesterday, the longs will get flashed out, and it happened. We will go further into it on the lower time frame. But firstly, I will go with you over the weekly as always on a quick one. So on the bottom side, we have the green vector candle with my ultimate bear target from the 48,000 to the 52,000. My next relief rally target is the 200-week EMA on the 67,000. The next imminent target to the price on the downside is the blue vector candle from 74,000 to 80,000. And to the top side, we have the 50 EMA. It's sitting at 99,000. And on the top, we have the red vector candle at 116 to 123. So that's about the 1 week chart. So I will go fast into the 4 hour chart for you. And on the 4 hour, what we have? We still have our 4 hour W on the multi-week time frame. So still intact. We had yesterday a pre-FOMC pump, and we spiked again into the high of the week. As I said, you could take a short here. You need to cover the 1 month and the 7 day. I took additional 25% profit on my long trade from the 84,000. And still in my long took profit here 50%, and other 25% here. And I'm waiting for the lower targets, but we will go into it on the 1 hour chart. So what's happening? We had a break through the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. It doesn't show as a vector candle because we had so much volume before that candle, so it doesn't show as a vector candle. But as you can see, my line in the sand shows that the volume was enough to get counted as important candle. So now we are hovering at the moment below the 50 EMA, and all the longs that are built up here on the whole move yesterday got flashed out. So that's more or less about the 4 hour. Maybe I should highlight again that we are still since months in the downtrend, and the downtrend is still intact. Also, what is important is we had 3 hits to the high of the week. The first hit was here, the second hit was here, and the third hit was yesterday. So 3 hits to a high is always bearish. If we can get a 4th hit, that would be bullish. That would mean we will break out. But at the moment, 3 hits are always bearish. So we need to watch this closely. If we can get another test to the top side, to the high of the week. But currently we're sitting below the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. So that is not looking good at the moment, but I said already my main target to add to my longs would be to the downside, and I wouldn't FOMO on any pumps here on the FOMC, because we will see a lot of volatility to the up and the downside, and we obviously got that. Okay, and then let's look into the 1 hour chart. So here we can see it a little bit more in depth what yesterday was happening. We had the FOMC, and on the FOMC hour we got already volume, and after the release we got a big spike to the high of the week. Here was your chance to either take profit on your long or open a short. I just took 25% on my long order and haven't opened a short order, because I'm more interested in a swing long, not in a scalp short. But the scalp short would be a very valid and a good trade setup. You just needed to cover the 1 month and the 7-day heat map, and you could run it to the low of the day. I talked already yesterday about this trade, and it is a high quality trade, and yeah, you would be also in profit, or you could close your trade already with a 3.5 risk reward. Pretty nice trade, cool scalp. So what's happening now? And here it gets a little bit more tricky, because we have the low of the week, we have the high of the week, and we have our 4-hour multi-week time frame W. So, and maybe first, as you can see yesterday, here are building long orders also a little bit, but the data shows not strong long orders. So firstly, I will go with you to the 100x long and short orders, that you can see where they are built up at the moment. And so the short orders are building here on the top side from the 1 month and 7-day heat map and above, also a little bit all the way down, the late short orders. And on the bottom side, we have a more clustered 100x long orders. So that would be interesting if we are calculating in a moment the next long setup. So I marked already up the 1 hour green vector candle that isn't recovered at the moment. So I marked it up with this white background. That is an interesting target. Also, we have a 1 hour unrecovered vector candle here in this area, 87 to 87,195 to 87,655. So also interesting, I have also here a small heat map on the 12-hour and the 7-day heat map. I will show you how the 12-hour heat map looks at the moment. And it is a little bit tricky, because you can see first on the top side we have the short orders that have built up on the way down. And so we have here on the low side a little bit heated on the 86,930, and also here I will load up the 7-day is confluence with the 1 hour green vector candle that isn't recovered. So that would be an interesting target. The problem is the range between these two are pretty high. And if we add to this picture the long orders, the 100x long orders, you can see the most of the 100x long orders are between those two heat maps. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to get a nice entry if you are not sitting on your computer or your phone and watching all day to get a perfect entry. So if you're interested to add to your long or open a long order to the high of the week, then I personally would look into the mid of those two heat maps. So I will remove them again. I'm still in the opinion, if you are opening along here, you need to cover that green 1 hour vector candle, and also that heat map here, that is the 12-hour and the 7-day heat map. So if I'm taking the stop loss a little bit below it here, you have 68,800. And now let's have a look where the mid of the whole 100x orders are sitting. So yeah, the 100x orders are most stacked here in the mid. So I will put it in the mid, that if you don't want to snipe the perfect entry, you would be in between the heat maps and in the middle of the 100x orders that will most likely get flashed out. And your target would be your first target would be the high of the week again, also where the 1 month and the 7-day heat map is flashing. So I will load up for you the 1 month, that you can see it's still heated. It's still an interesting target. Many people shorted on the first try, many people shorted on the second, and also new people got in on the third try. So this is still a valid target for the long side to get flashed out here. And yeah, if you are going into the high of the week with a stop loss below the green 1 hour vector candle and below this heat map on the 12-hour and the 7-day, you would still get a nice 5.28 to 1 risk reward, and that is a valid and a good entry, and overall nice setup. Also this if the 4-hour multi-week W will play out, then you could take profit here first and could take it into a small swing trade to the 99,000, and your 5.28 risk reward ratio would you get into a 9.39, and that's a juicy trade. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this to add to my long here from the 84,000. And yeah, that's about it for today. I wish you a grateful rest of the week and have a good one.